Thanks for sticking with us again. We're going to go live now to the Texas State Capitol where a news conference is beginning. State Democratic lawmakers are laying out a plan to raise teacher pay here in the state. Let's listen in.
I taught 6th grade language arts at Rhodes Middle School on the west side of San Antonio. And when I was a teacher, I struggled to make ends meet. And my coworkers at Rhodes Middle School drove Ubers at night and sold their own blood plasma to make extra money. Now, 40% of Texas teachers work a second job just to pay the bills. It's no wonder that thousands of educators are leaving the profession. We have an emergency teacher shortage in this state, and it requires emergency action by the Texas legislature. That's why I'm proud to stand here with my colleagues introducing legislation that will give an across-the-board $15,000 pay raise for every teacher in Texas. This, if passed, would be the largest pay raise for teachers in Texas history. That's the kind of bold action this moment requires. And we can do this. Our state has a $47 billion budget surplus. That's $47 billion, billion with a B. That's enough to give an across-the-board $15,000 pay raise for every teacher in Texas, a 25% increase for all support staff, and still have more than half the surplus left over. So we have no excuse. Hoarding this surplus while educators and children are suffering is immoral. And it's also bad business. Any business person worth their salt will tell you, you don't stick your money under a mattress. You put your money to work by making smart investments. And the smartest investment we can make as a state is in the next generation. Giving a pay raise for all teachers in Texas is the best educational investment we can make. The education research is crystal clear. Teachers are the most important non-school related factor to student success. Education is a complicated enterprise, but it all comes down to that relationship between a student and an educator. Raising teacher pay is something we can do and something we must do. I often say that the most important job in the world is being a parent. But the second most important job in the world is being a teacher. It's also one of the hardest, especially in our high-poverty schools. We ask teachers to clean up the mess left by centuries of poverty, racism, and oppression. Let's be honest, our teachers are the catch-all solution to all of society's problems. We ask teachers to be experts in academic content, pedagogical practice, instructional design, relationship building, community organizing, and administrative paperwork, if we're being honest. Right? Teachers have to do all of those things while standing on their feet all day long, maybe getting a quick lunch break or bathroom break, if they're lucky. And now, because our state has failed to do something about the readily accessible weapons of war in our community, teachers are being asked to use their own bodies to protect our kids against mass shooters. After the COVID-19 pandemic, teachers are facing a historic learning loss in our schools and an escalating mental health crisis. Teaching was a near impossible job before, and now it's only gotten harder. We're going to talk more about this legislation and what it can do for teachers, but I want to bring up a few of my colleagues and some of the educators in our community to talk about what this would mean for our kids in our schools. First is my dear friend, Representative Gina Hinojosa, who has led on this issue session after session, also has a historic teacher pay raise bill in the works. And so I want to bring up Representative Hinojosa to talk about what this would mean for our teachers.
Thank you, Representative Tallarico. My name is Gina Hinojosa. I have the privilege of representing Central Austin here in the Texas House. I want to clarify something about this conversation. We don't actually have a teacher shortage in the state of Texas because, as my school board member from the Austin ISD School Board pointed out, Andrew Gonzalez, who's standing here behind me, the teachers exist. The teachers are here. They have chosen to walk away from a profession that undervalues them, underpays them, and under-resources their job. And he would know. He was 2020 Teacher of the Year at Travis High School. He too chose to pursue another profession and invest his extra time on the school board to get this right. I'm a lawmaker, first I'm a mother. And I can tell you that while the data tells the story, my own experience demonstrates what the data shows. My own son, Pablo, did not get a teacher in the 5th grade this year. They waited for 2 weeks in his class before finally a decision was made to divide the class in half, put one half of the class in one already existing full classroom, and the other half of the class in the other already existing full classroom. The students struggle, the teachers struggle, and understand that it's not just the teachers that we are losing. That campus has shrunk in size. There are fewer people on that campus to take care of that kids because, let's be honest, it takes a whole school community to make our schools function. Let me give you an example of that. Pre-pandemic, my son, same son, Pablo, had a freak out moment. They were spending so much time focused on preparing for the STAR test the next year. He decided, I'm out. He tried to run away from school. At the door, he was intercepted by the assistant principal. She asked him, where are you going? He said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to wait till my mom gets here. I was going to hide behind the bush until she shows up to pick me up after school. She averted a disaster for us. She is no longer at that campus because of budget cuts. She did not come back this year because we did not have the money to continue with her position. The reason he freaked out is because it turns out Pablo's dyslexic. Pre-pandemic, we had to wait a year to get him evaluated for dyslexia, for special education, despite a plea from his teacher and myself to make this happen, because before the teachers started leaving, we lost special education personnel who are essential to identifying our kids who need that special education. It takes all of us to make our schools work. The teachers and parents who are holding on, hoping against hope that help is coming, are watching us. They're watching to see. With one foot out the door, they're watching us to see, are we going to send help? Do we give a damn to invest and do what it takes to do right by our kids, to do right by our schools? And are we going to work as hard as they do to ensure that our schools survive and thrive? Thank you. I next want to introduce my colleague and friend, Terry Mesa.
I'm Representative Terry Mesa. Es Teresa Mesas to sing-songy. I represent Irving, Texas, in the Dallas County delegation. I started off my young adult life as a teacher before I ever knew that there was such a thing as a female who could be a state representative. But I had a teacher in my family, and you know what they say about role models. So she was my role model. All growing up, I always wanted to be a teacher. So I've taught every level from kindergarten through sophomore level college and support teachers. And that's why I'm here today. Proud to stand not only with Representative Gina Hinojosa, but with my public ed committee member, James Talarico, and I believe Diego Bernal is somewhere here as well. And we both are very proud to serve on the public education committee, and we're very devoted to that. We've heard powerful remarks from both Representative Talarico and Representative Hinojosa. It's my job to do some powerful sharing of some numbers on how far behind Texas is when it comes to teacher pay, and how this bill aims to make Texas one of the best places in the country when it comes to teacher quality and to school quality. So the top line is that it's embarrassing that Texas ranks in the bottom half of states for teacher pay. But this bill that Talarico is Representative Talarico is introducing would bring us up to the top 10 states for teacher pay. Right now, teacher salaries are $7,500 below the national average, putting Texas in the bottom half of the states when it comes to teacher pay. We love to brag in Texas about how great our state is, and so we never like to see any statistics that show us in the bottom half. The situation is even worse for veteran teachers. They're paid $13,000 less than veteran teachers in other states. That's forcing some of our best and brightest educators to literally leave the state, not just leave the profession, but leave the state to find better paying jobs. When accounting for inflation, teacher salaries have actually declined over the past decade. The bill introduced today would put Texas in the top 10 states for teacher pay. It puts us on a path toward making Texas the best state in the country, supporting teachers and supporting students. Thank you. Next speaker is Arathi Singh, who is Austin ISD School Board President. Arathi.
Thank you, Representative Mesa. Thank you. And thank you, Representative Tallarico, for inviting me. We've got several school board trustees here behind me, so if you're a school board trustee, just raise your hand and wave. We are all entering budget season, and it's kind of a depressing time, y'all. So I just want to share a perspective, not only as the school board president of AISD, but also as a former teacher in Donna, Texas, and as a parent of 2 children in public schools. The traditional Maasai greeting is, "And how are the children?" The traditional Maasai response is, "The children are well." And unfortunately, we cannot say that here in Texas because Texas has decided not to invest fully in public education. Moreover, property taxes are killing our wallets, and Representative Tallarico's bill and the bills of some of his colleagues here will help change both of these things. You know, as Representative Mesa just said, Texas ranks near the bottom of per pupil funding in the country, in a state where we actually educate about 10% of all students nationwide. Our basic allotment is only $6,130, and that hasn't been raised since 2019. You want the best teachers and employees, like custodians and everyone else in our schools, because as you know, anyone who works in a school is an educator, not just the teachers. You want them to stay, you've got to pay them. You've got to invest in their development. You know, districts such as Austin ISD and many other districts in Texas have lost up to 1/3 of their teachers in the last couple of years. This leads to bigger class sizes, as Representative Hinojosa mentioned, smaller course offerings, and an increased likelihood that you have an uncertified teacher teaching your kid how to read. Now, Raise Your Hand Texas's recent landmark study found that the #1 factor to keep teachers in classrooms is a substantial jump in teacher compensation, which this bill will bring. And I cannot think of a better use of our gigantic record-breaking surplus right now. And if that doesn't convince you to increase the state's investment in public education, maybe this will. The only way to sustainably and significantly reduce property taxes is by properly funding public education at the state level. This means reducing its reliance on recapture. You know, about a decade ago, the state covered about half the cost of public education, and now it's dropped to about 40%. Why? Well, increased property values and therefore increased property taxes mean more local funds and more recapture collected to pay for schools. The state is just raking this in and watching its surplus grow while our kids are suffering. And it's gotten to the point that even high poverty districts like Houston and Galveston are now paying into recapture. It puts a heavy tax burden on the very communities that recapture was designed to help. Now, while federal COVID relief did help a lot, it certainly helped AISD, Texas cannot rely on sporadic federal relief, okay? We need to take responsibility. We've got to think long term, put on our big boy and big girl pants, and invest some of this surplus into public education. It's a win-win that will provide the tax relief, it'll help our students, and it'll keep our teachers and employees in our schools where they're needed most. And then, when we ask how the children are doing, we can honestly respond that the children are doing well. Thank you. And next up, we have Chairman Martinez Fisher. Thank you.
Well, thank you. For those of you that are wondering, it is raining in San Antonio, just like it is here. Thank you for being here. I think it's an important day. I think it's a tremendous opportunity to talk about our values. We always talk about our budgets being moral documents, and they are. And there's a lot of morality. There should be a lot of morality embedded in these 1,033 pages. The legislature's like school in lots of ways, that if you don't do your homework, you're not going to succeed. And I will tell you that Texas Democrats in the House are doing their homework. They are in the front row, they are attending class, and they're ready to deliver for Texas teachers, Texas students, and Texas families. We have an unprecedented opportunity here to fix things. This is my 11th term. Every term that I have been here, there has been no shortage of good ideas. There's always been a shortage of revenue. I am reminded by this caucus that we do not just have $33 billion with a B in our checking account. We have about $18 billion in our savings account. No other state in this country has the resources that we have in the state of Texas. And when I went through this document last week, you can tell from my posted notes, I see some things like special projects. I see some ideas for special interests. And when I get to the issue of education and how we're going to respect our teachers, how we're going to respect our classrooms, I see a footnote that says we'll get back to you mañana. Well, for us back here, mañana is the busiest day of the week. We never get to mañana. And so I'm very proud that Texas Democrats have said, we need to talk about this, and we need to talk about this now. I'm very proud of all members of the Democratic caucus. I'm especially proud of the Democratic members of the Public Education Committee that have been talking about this since the interim. I was fortunate enough to lead this caucus in early December, and the very next day I'm already receiving calls about what folks are doing in the public education space. This is important to us. We want everyone in the state of Texas to recognize that when they look at this document, do not judge us. Don't judge us by the words on these pages. Judge us by the words coming from our mouths now, that we are going to respect public education. We are going to respect our Texas teachers. And pretty soon we have a lot to say about respecting our classrooms. You know, unfortunately, the message of the day on the other side seems to be about border security. It's about classroom security for us. It's about the security of the state of Texas for us. And there's no more fundamental way to emphasize our values and how we want to invest in this state is to invest in the young minds that, number one, will be solving the problems of tomorrow, or number two, will be paying for the problems of tomorrow. And those mentors that give of themselves to teach in that classroom day in and day out, despite the challenges and despite the shortcomings, especially from this state. So I hope you listen to our words. I hope you give this topic the deference it deserves. And when the day ends today, when we go to bed tonight, we want everyone in the state of Texas, all 254 counties, all 30 million people, to know that public education is our democratic value.
So we've heard from policymakers, and politicians are great, but we also want to hear from practitioners. So I want to bring up Ms. Perkins, a teacher in Leander ISD.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to give a huge thank you to Representative Tallarico and for everyone else here for treating teachers with respect and putting education first. I'm honored to be here to speak on behalf of educators across the state for this legislation to give teachers a $15,000 raise we deserve. I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to think of that teacher that made a personal impact in your life, made you see school as more of an experience than something that you had to do. Open your eyes and say their name to yourself. Now, let's close our eyes one more time. Now I want you to think of that CEO that has made a personal impact in your life, made you see the life in a different light. Open your eyes and say their name to yourself. Not quite the same impact, right? Yet they're definitely treated as they are worth more in our lives. My name is Deanna Perkins. I am a mother of two and an 18th year educator in Leander ISD, just north of Austin. I have taught 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. Educators have always been grossly underpaid and overworked. We work well over the 40 hours we are barely paid for. We attend meetings, plan, and grade after our contract hours. When we are sick, we have to create subplans at 3 a.m. We receive parent emails after hours. Our Sundays are spent getting ready for the week. We spend our own hard-earned money to make the school environment and experience unforgettable for our students. Our state representatives and leaders ask for teacher time and input on a state level with absolutely no compensation. And not to mention all the extra time the Reading Academy and House Bill 4545 have taken from us, again with no compensation from the very people who have added this to our plates. Even with all of this, many teachers are still forced to get a second job in order to support themselves and their families due to our low salary. It's about time that our state leaders show just how much we are valued. Investing in educators is equivalent to investing in our children and their future. Educators play a crucial role in our country's future and the development of our leaders and professionals. Each person here is here because of the educators in their life. We help students find their passion to be the best that they can be. I seriously debated not coming back this year. The attacks on teachers, lack of mental health resources, and increased violence in schools have made this an unsafe environment and have definitely put a strain on my family life. But then I think about all those previous students that continue to email, message, or come back to visit me from middle school to their mid-20s, and it brings me back. Like Representative Hinojosa said, there's no teacher shortage. There's a respecting teachers, their expertise and skills, and pay them what they deserve shortage. We are losing amazing, experienced educators because our pay is not getting any better and our job is getting harder. And until our great state of Texas steps up to give us the compensation we deserve, many of our amazing teachers are going to find careers where they are respected and paid for their time and their skills. Value our kids, respect our teachers, and let's give the educators the raise they desperately need. Thank you.
Before we open it up for questions, I just want to emphasize a couple of points that were made. The teaching profession is the most important profession because without it, there would be no other professions. In South Korea, they call teachers nation builders. And I think we've seen that in our own communities over the past few years especially. Teachers have held our neighborhoods, our communities together through multiple crises. And throughout the pandemic, I kept hearing how teachers are heroes. All we're saying up here is it's time to pay them like heroes. I want to recognize some of the, we have a lot of colleagues that are here, and I'm going to shout out some of them who I have listed, but if there are people who I don't mention, please let us know. First, I want to talk about two people who aren't here. Diego Bernal, who has got a sick baby that he's taking care of back in San Antonio, but he has been an ally of ours and an ally of teachers on the Public Education Committee. He's joint authoring this bill. Same of Dr. Alma Allen, a veteran teacher and a veteran legislator who's also joint authoring this bill and is back in Houston today. In addition to the folks who have spoken, we've got Representative Jones, we've got Representative Plessa, we've got Representative Jean Wu, we've got Representative Ron Reynolds, we've got Representative Salman Bojani, one of the first Muslims elected to the Texas legislature. We've got Representative Josie Garcia, Representative Ray Lopez, Chairman Tracy King. We talked about the sacrifices teachers make. 2 teachers in his district, in Uvalde, made the ultimate sacrifice for their kids. And I guarantee you that every teacher in Texas was thinking about those 2 educators when they started school back this fall. I hope this is a way we can honor their legacy, is by treating the teaching profession with the respect it deserves. So thank you, Chairman King, for being here. Representative John Bryant is here, Representative Jarvis Johnson, Representative Retta Bowers, Representative Lulu Flores, Representative Liz Campos. I also see a few of our other colleagues who are here. Who did I miss? We've got Dr. Leilani. We've got, who else do we have? Raymond. We've got Chairman Richard Raymond, who's here. Oh, we got Chairman Anchia here. I didn't even see him. Yes, right. That's exactly right. Chairman Anchia makes a point. Although this bill is focused on current teachers and support staff, there's still more than half the budget surplus left over, even if we make this bold move on teacher pay. And we've got to do something for our retired educators and retired state employees as well. And we've got my dear friend, Representative Carl Sherman, who's here as well. Thank you, Representative Sherman, for being here. Anybody else that I missed? Representative Vicki Goodwin from Austin, who has also done a lot of work on education policy here in the Capitol. It's really an honor to have so many of our colleagues here supporting this bill. Each person I mentioned is also either currently co-authoring or is about to sign up on to co-author this bill. So this is going to be a team effort with all of these outstanding legislators who are here. The last thing I want to say before we take questions is there are some folks who think maybe this is too big, too bold, too ambitious. The Texas I know does big things. We lead the way. We're the state that sent a man to the moon. In Texas, we go big or go home. And it's time in this moment to go big on teacher pay. I want to now open it up to any questions you may have.
Hi,
In the back,
I'm
yes.
Karina Rodriguez. I'm a pre-K teacher here at Pflugerville ISD.
Wonderful.
Took the day off to be here. Thank you so much
Thank
for all
you.
the work that you've done for education. I support an increase in teacher pay, but the districts all over Texas have financial strains that a raise isn't going to just fix it.
Sure.
They need cost of living adjustment,
Yeah.
basic allotment, $900 increase per student.
Yeah.
And they need enrollment funded as well.
That's right.
100% funded for students because it's not fair that COVID's still thriving, RSV,
Yeah.
flu, all different types of diseases affected my kids in the fall.
Yeah.
And I've been there 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And for one day that they miss, the district doesn't get the funding.
Yeah.
So if you could please also fix that,
Yeah.
fix the district's budget, not only with the pay increase of one time, but fix the way that the state.
Absolutely, and I think I can speak for all of my colleagues here when I say that we're committed to addressing the multiple crises that our teachers are dealing with, some of the ones that you mentioned and others. This is certainly not the only solution that we're offering. It's just one piece of the puzzle in order to save the teaching profession, save our students, and save our schools. So thank you for being here. Can I get a quick show of hands? How many educators or former educators are here in the room? Wonderful. Thank you for being here. I know some of you took the day off or are missing a class right now to be here and advocating for your fellow teachers around the state. I just want to tell you how much that means to me that you're here. Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
To bounce off her question, I mean, this would be a big raise, but we saw a lot of school districts make a lot of cuts in order to be able to give minuscule raises already.
Yeah.
So what is the plan to help school districts sustain a huge bump in pay for all of their teachers?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I should say, you know, our bill is going to be funneling this pay raise through different allotments in the school finance formula, and I think most legislators here support a major increase in the basic allotment as well, which will not only reduce the pressure of recapture, also known as Robin Hood, which is hurting a lot of districts, especially here in Central Texas. We got Tiffany Harrison, who's our school board member from Round Rock ISD, as well as we've got Pflugerville ISD and Austin ISD represented here that are facing tremendous pressure from recapture. So again, although we are proposing this bill to do an across-the-board teacher pay raise to address the particular crises that are threatening the teaching profession, it's not the only solution we're proposing for our schools and for our education system. And I know along with my colleagues, are committed to making changes to the school finance formula that are going to provide sustainable support for districts and schools going forward.
When you said
Yes.
you're leaving half of what you call a $47 billion surplus on the table, do you have a fiscal note? What's your estimated cost?
As most of you know who cover the Capitol, we don't get a fiscal note until the bill goes to committee. You know, we have done some rough estimates and talked to some advocates about what this bill would cost, and that's why we feel comfortable saying that not only half the surplus, actually more than half the surplus would still be left over for other priorities. I also want to mention, I think it was our school board president, President Singh, that mentioned this, and I want the media especially to hear this because there's this narrative forming that there is an either-or choice between investing in public education and property tax relief. That is a false choice. The best way, as you heard President Singh mention, the best way to provide sustainable property tax relief is by investing in public schools. The systematic defunding of schools, the shrinking state support of public education is the primary driver of property tax increases over the last 2 decades. And so anybody who's talking about property tax relief and not also talking about increasing the state share of public education is not shooting straight. Okay? Yes, sir.
And taking the minimum salary schedule to where the new teacher pay is here nearly $49,000. Right now it's about $27,000. Right? So that's a huge leap there.
Sure. So the average teacher pay is about $56,000, but I think you correctly point out that teachers, especially teachers in rural communities, fall far short of that average. So the goal of our legislation, not only providing this funding, but adjusting that salary schedule, is to ensure that we don't leave behind our rural teachers who are doing critical, important work in every community across our state. It's also why I'm hoping that we're going to get bipartisan support for this kind of effort. And I know that there are Republican colleagues, I'm thinking of some of my Republican colleagues on the Pub Ed Committee especially, like Chairman Ken King, Representative Gary Van Dever, who are committed to supporting teachers and doing more for teachers in this session. So although this is the Democratic's response, the Democratic first proposal, we're hoping this is the beginning of a conversation with our colleagues across the aisle, with the Speaker of the House, with our colleagues in the Senate, to do something big on teacher pay. Although we as Democrats are putting this forward as our proposal, we hope this is a bipartisan approach to increasing teacher pay and supporting our schools and our educators.
On
Yes.
that note, if I can, you say bipartisan. What are you going to do, say, if Republicans go, oh, we're going to go with $5,000?
Sure.
Is this a hard and fast $10,000, or where would you fall in?
So I can't do anything in this building alone. That's why I've got my friends and colleagues standing with me now. And even if we're all on the same page, we can't do anything as a group. We've got to work with the broader House of Representatives. We've got to work with the state Senate. We've got to work with the governor. This is our starting proposal. I know in negotiations that you start with a big proposal, right? You ask for what you need, you ask for the ideal, and then in this building, sometimes you find somewhere in the middle. And I'm hoping that we can, as much as possible, move the final product closer to 15,000. Again, because Texas, we don't do things small, right? We do big things in this state. And I just want to, there's a material difference this will make for teachers in the short term, but there's also a signal that we would send to the entire field with this kind of bold proposal, with this kind of bold legislation. There is a morale crisis in any school. You go to any school in Texas, in any community, and there is a morale crisis. This kind of bold action is going to send a signal to teachers across the state that we stand with them and that we're ready to make the teaching profession what it should be. I also, Governor Abbott does a lot of bragging about stealing and attracting businesses from other states. What if we did the same thing with teachers, right? With this bill, we could steal the best teachers from California and New York and Florida and bring them to Texas to teach. So that's why it's important to go big and to go bold, not only because it's the Texan thing to do, but because it will send a radical signal to the entire state and to the entire field. Yes, yes.
Let me just add to that, too. I think it's important, as you noted, and as Representative Tallarico noted, that it's a game of simple math. It's how you get to 76. The way I count the math in this budget tells me that if we're going to spend this kind of money, we're going to need bipartisan support, and we're going to get to a juncture where we may need more than a simple majority to pass something, and that's where we have something to say about that. So I think you can add this measure to the top of our list of things that we want to discuss before we take big votes like that. I think that's a point that Representative Tallarico is trying to make.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Representative Mesa.
Representative Tallarico and I, and along with Diego Bernal and Dr. Allen, and maybe leaving someone else, serve on the Pub Ed Committee. And I've told lots of people how proud I am of the Public Education Committee because I don't see the partisanship that I see in some other topics and some other committees. Our Republican colleagues on Pub Ed are just as committed as we are as Democrats to making sure that we do right by teachers, by students, and by our public schools. So I'm very hopeful that we'll have good support in the Pub Ed Committee.
Have you had any preliminary discussions with the Speaker and with the Governor? Have you gotten any indications?
So I have. I met with the Speaker last week and brought up the issue of teacher pay. I know our Speaker is concerned about what's happening to the teaching profession, what's happening in schools broadly. I won't share details of that conversation, but I'm hopeful that our Speaker will lead this House in making a big move on teacher pay this session.
Similarly with the
Yes, sir.
Governor's office, have you talked to them?
I have not reached out to the Governor's office yet. As you know, that stage in the legislative process happens much later. My job right now is to build support in the Texas House of Representatives. We're doing that in our Democratic caucus. We're going to start doing that by reaching across the aisle and bringing our Republican colleagues into this effort, including the Speaker. And then we'll go across the building, talk to the state Senate, and then also loop in the Governor's office. Again, I'm hoping this is a bipartisan project to save the teaching profession.
So this salary increase will apply to current teachers and administrative support, but I'm just curious, how would this address the minimum salary for teachers who, or future teachers who want to enter the profession?
Thank you for asking that question. So we're talking, we've talked about the teacher shortage emergency that our schools are facing. We're struggling to retain our best teachers in the classroom, which is a crisis in and of itself. But we're also having a crisis in recruiting the best and brightest to become Texas teachers. I'm hopeful that not only an effort to increase teacher pay, but a bold effort to increase teacher pay is going to attract the best and brightest across our state to enter the teaching profession. Because if you're a high school senior or maybe a college senior, right, and you're thinking about what you should do with your career, and you're looking at what professions you may go into, being a first-year engineer at Facebook, you can earn $100,000. That's your first year on the job, $100,000. Nothing against Facebook engineers, but I think public school teachers do a lot more for our community, for our state, for our world than an engineer at a social media platform. Thank you. One more question. I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank members of the press who are here and covering this important story. I'll be available for more questions throughout the day. I know our colleagues will also be available to talk to you about why they're supporting this bill. But we've got to do something now. We are in an emergency, and it requires emergency action. And this is the first step in taking that bold action to save the teaching profession, save our schools, and save our kids. Thank you all for being here.
Will Dupree back here in the KXAN Live studio as we've been bringing you that news conference from a number of state Democratic lawmakers, but you heard there from State Representative James Tallarico, who represents Austin. He's sharing this proposal calling for a $15,000 salary raise for Texas teachers. Of course, this will have to go through many, many negotiations and discussions through the legislative session that began about earlier this month. We have yet to hear from Texas Republicans about where they stand on this proposal, because anything that will pass either the Texas House or the Texas Senate will require them to join along with the Democrats who talked here today to get anything like this passed. You heard there from State Representative Tallarico talking about the reality of getting this through. He admitted that he will need bipartisan support to get some sort of teacher pay increase passed through the state legislature and signed by Governor Greg Abbott. And he's hoping that in the end, the negotiations will raise teacher pay by $15,000. However, we will see if it's ultimately that high. Our colleague, Kelly Wiley, who's a part of our investigative team here at KXAN, has been reporting about the teacher staffing issue and crisis that many districts across the state are facing, including a lot here in the Austin area. She's following up on this story today and will be gathering reaction, presumably from Texas Republicans. So we will see what that reaction comes out to be. But you can stay with us here on KXAN as we continue to report out those details and gather some of the discussion that's unfolding about this proposal. So again, stay with us here on KXAN throughout the day, and we will have those updates for you on our website too, kxan.com. I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN Live studio. We'll see you back here at another time with other updates, so please stay with us. Hope you all stay dry out there today, and we will see you soon. Take care.